Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We are going into the third and final game of Speed versus Snow. These have been fast and furious games. These guys have been very aggressively trying to kill each other on the ladder. We're going into Attitude with cross spawns for map number 3, so probably not going to be quite as insane as these previous games. Really kind of fun, though, watching them trying to pull fast ones on each other like that. Definitely the vulture attempts from Speed have been very cool to see. The Reaver of Snow in that last game just a bit too strong, although it did feel a little bit premature leaving. You know, sometimes enough goes wrong in a game, and you're like, this is just a position I don't want to play. You know, you just... I do get it. I generally will stay in any position for a bit, but like occasionally you get one and you're like, I've been here before. This is not winnable. This is silly. Let's try to open better than that. And honestly, that can be better, quicker practice, like a quicker little loop of trying to get a good opener. But I do think if you focus too much on the openers and trying to get advantages in the early game, I think that is a weak way to play in a lot of ways, and it just brings a lot of your stability in play down. You need to be able to kind of fight back from bad positions as well, and take unfavored positions and still just roll with them and make them work. And you know, I think that's one of the more impressive things that you can see. Jadong actually had this very cool little thing where he was talking about something similar to that, how people are too focused right now on getting advantages in the early game and like feeling too defeated if their opponent does get that advantage. Jinjin did a translation over Jinjin 5000 on YouTube. But yeah, I thought that was well said and very much like that. Now this is a command center first cross spawn, so Speed got a really great build here. Snow is going to scout it, and he is making a zealot, so this is going to be a bit problematic, right? The zealot walking across this map is going to take, what, 35 seconds? This is a 50-second building. Like, he's not even going to have a marine out when the zealot gets here. So that's pretty problematic. And, like, the probe is, oh my god, already getting an SCV. And what is Snow going to do from here? Okay, he is making a second zealot, and that makes sense. I think sending a second zealot is smart. I wonder if he goes Nexus behind that. That's not what I would imagine that we'd see. But as a Terran player, if the zealots start flowing in, you might look at that and be like, oh, like, you know, I've got to just only focus on making Marines and defending. But if your opponent is making a Nexus at that time, yeah, it's not looking good at that point. Okay, so he's going to try to defend this with SCVs. He's got some very damaged ones in here, unfortunately. That is great micro to surround. And more SCVs come down the ramp to block. Okay, that was superb movement. And he drills up again. Dude. And still the Zealot is going to squeak his way by, and another Zealot coming in. Oh my god. This might be a really bad game. Oh, no! No! Okay, this Zealot's still running away. Gets on top of the Marine and gets the kill. Another Zealot comes in as well. This is so bad right now for Speed. This is so bad. He's still up in workers, by the way. Not anymore, though. This Zealot's almost dead. Really good micro on Speed. Like, he's pulling back a lot of these hurt SCVs so well. Another Zealot is coming down, but there's going to be enough Marines now. We'll check all the other tech in just a second here. Is there going to be enough Marines? I think I spoke too soon. Jeez. This is the problem with Command Center First, guys. I've said it a million times. If they make a Zealot, you lose. Now, I mean, Speed's fighting pretty well. He is fighting pretty well. Like, we got to give him some credit where it's due. Maybe he can still make this into a game. I'm not really convinced that this is going to turn into a good game. Third Nexus coming down for Snow. Snow just goes 3 Nexus while killing everything with 3 Zealots. That's the problem with Command Center First, right? And the funny thing is, like, Command Center First is incredibly strong. If you get away with it, if they don't make a Zealot, like, that's the only thing. If they make a Zealot, you generally lose if they opened with Zealot. If they don't make a Zealot, it's not as one-sided in the other direction for Terran, but it's really strong. Legitimately really, really strong. You know, your build just fits together so perfectly. You have a lot of options for attacks and expanding and stuff. It's really nice. But Snow here with 3 Nexuses already up. You know, we don't even have a siege tank. We're at almost 6 minutes. It feels impossible already. But we're going to stick it out and we're going to see. What are you doing, SCP? Probably an eBay, right? Oh, another factory? Okay. You know what? Yeah, I wouldn't mind him actually skipping eBay altogether. He's going for the quickest 4-fact ever. So we're at, like, normally, okay, so for normal builds, guys, you have a reasonably optimized normal build. These will be added a minute from now. And they're like a third of the way done. So, like, this is very, very fast. Speed's going to be able to get out a lot of units very quickly. And we'll see if Snow is, like, able to be taken down. I was going to say if he's able to defend, but, like, most likely. Can Speed take down Snow is the real question. It's not like, it's because the odds are in Snow's favor. So I feel like that's the right way to say it, even though it sounds awkward. My normal way. Yeah, 5th factory coming up. And again, even the 5th factory, super, super fast. He's skimped on so much, though. Right? There's no mines, no speed, no siege, no turrets, no armory. SCV production's halting at 45, and that's like a super 2 base all in. I think that Speed has made a very good choice on how to play this, considering how rough the opener was. Snow right now is only on 4 gates and making observers. So, you know what? This actually really does feel like there's a chance. This really feels like there's a chance here. The observer sees what's coming out, and they're splitting up. Get your units together, bro. Dragoons coming out to meet. Speed and mines are on the way. Shuttle plus Reaver Tech on the way. This is it. Like, if Snow kills this army, he wins. Speed has to win with this attack. It can be a long attack, but he has to win with this attack. All right, Snow getting up here with a lot of Dragoons right now. Ooh, the mines are just right. They just barely keep those Dragoons back. Dragoons coming forward for a snipe, and they actually do get it. Backing up against these mines. Some good micro on both sides, truly. Another tank snipe. Still a fair amount of Dragoons up here. You can still 2-shot tanks with this amount. Only 4 tanks remain, but only 4 goons remain, 2 tanks. Sorry, I'm misspeaking a lot today. Oh my god, this is kind of crazy, but I think the shuttle out, a Reaver on the way, 4 more goons have already popped. I don't think Speed has a leg to stand on anymore. Like, he's making 5 vultures at a time, or, well, I guess he is making a tank right now, so 4 vultures in a tank. I think recognizing that he's not going to be able to win with just these 2 siege tanks at this point. Laying a few mines. Maybe he can get in, get some probes, slow down Snow a little bit. The Reaver is out, though, as well, and the Dragoon count has just ballooned. He's got 11 Dragoons there. And GG is called. Okay, not surprising. Not surprising. Well, this is just a real-world scenario, seeing the craziness of a Zealot against Command Center First, right? It hard counters it. It was even cross-spawn, and it wasn't even a forward gateway. It was just gateway at his ramp, right? So it's like a long travel distance and everything. The probe showed up pretty early, so he probably knew a Zealot was coming. Normally when a probe shows up that early, you prepare for Zealot. Not that he had anything to prepare because the barracks wasn't done. But yeah, the interesting part, I guess, of the game was Snow going double Nexus behind the Zealot pressure. I guess that shut it down really well because you couldn't have done a stronger push than what Speed showed us here. Realistically, he added those factories so quickly. He microed it well. It was a good idea. But Snow simply had enough. Maybe if Snow only goes one Nexus, maybe that push can actually kill him. The thing is, he would have things like the Reaver up more quickly, so it's hard to say. But maybe the third Nexus was a really good choice. Let me know what you think, guys. I'm kind of fascinated because we don't see too many games that look quite like that. And I am impressed with the power of what Speed was able to bring out. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.